7 morning habits that can save you from a stroke. Hello my friends. Welcome back to Health 365 Day. I'm Dr. Mark Turner, and today I want to talk with you about something that could literally change the course of your life. Did you know that stroke remains one of the leading causes of disability and death in the United States? And here's the shocking part. Experts estimate that about 80% of strokes could actually be prevented with some very simple daily actions. Now, here's something that always intrigued me. Have you ever noticed that neurologist doctors who spend their entire careers studying the brain and treating strokes rarely seem to have strokes themselves? That's not just luck. The truth is, many of them quietly follow certain protective habits every single day. And today, I'm going to share 7 of those habits with you. These are simple morning practices. Each takes only about 2 minutes, but together they can create a powerful shield for your brain. And make sure you stay with me until the very end, because habit number 1 is something many neurologists swear by, but very few people talk about openly. But before we dive in, take one quick second, hit the like button if you want to protect your brain, subscribe to Health 365 Day, tap the bell for notifications, and share this video with your family and friends. Remember, prevention is simple, but it can save lives. And let me know in the comments, have you or someone you love experienced a stroke? And where are you watching from? I'd love to hear your story. Robert's story. Before we jump into the list, let me share a real story with you. Robert was a 68-year-old retired school principal, a kind man, beloved by his students, and living what seemed to be a healthy, balanced life. He stayed on top of his doctor's visits, his blood work looked good, and he enjoyed family gatherings every Sunday. But one afternoon, during a family lunch, something terrifying happened. He was in mid-conversation when suddenly his face drooped to one side, his words slurred, and he collapsed forward in his chair. It was a massive stroke. His family reacted quickly, but unfortunately, the hospital they rushed him to wasn't well equipped for stroke emergencies. By the time the right care was delivered, too much brain damage had occurred. Robert survived, but he lost most of his speech and a large part of the independence he so deeply valued. And here's the heartbreaking part. Later, as his wife was speaking with the neurologist, she heard these words: "This could have been prevented with 7 very simple morning habits that I personally follow myself every day." That moment changed her forever. And I want to make sure no family here has to go through the same anguish. So let's talk about these 7 habits, starting with one of the easiest. Habit number 7. Hydrate immediately upon waking. I know this sounds basic, but it's far more important than most people realize. During the night, while you sleep, your body loses water through breathing and sweating. By the time you wake up, you're already mildly dehydrated, even if you don't feel thirsty yet. And here's the danger. Dehydration makes your blood thicker and more viscous. When blood is thicker, the heart has to work harder. Circulation slows down, and the chance of small clots forming in those early morning hours goes up. And clots are a direct path to a stroke. Science backs this up. Studies in the European Journal of Nutrition confirm that good hydration supports cardiovascular health, helps regulate blood pressure, and improves overall circulation. So, here's the habit. Keep a glass of water or a bottle on your nightstand. Before you touch your phone, before your morning coffee, before anything else, drink 1 glass of water. Just 7 to 10 ounces is enough to make a difference. If you want 2 glasses, even better. And remember, don't wait until you're thirsty. By the time you feel thirsty, your body is already asking for help. Start every single morning by hydrating, and you'll immediately give your brain and circulation a safer start to the day. Habit number 6. Gently wake up your body. Think about what happens when you've been lying still for 6, 7, maybe 8 hours. Circulation slows, muscles tighten, joints stiffen. Then many people jump right into their day rushing out of bed, stressing their system immediately. That's not ideal. Instead, give your body a warm-up, just like you'd warm up a car engine on a cold morning. 2 to 10 minutes of light movement right after waking can help stimulate circulation, send more blood and oxygen to the brain, and reduce the risk of sudden spikes in blood pressure. This doesn't need to be complicated. You can start with a good stretch right in bed. Reach your arms up, extend your legs, rotate your neck gently, or stand up and do simple stretches. Shoulder rolls, side bends, slow toe touches. Even a short walk around your house, your yard, or down the hallway counts. The American Heart Association reminds us that even light daily movement significantly improves long-term cardiovascular health. Research published in Circulation shows that short bouts of gentle activity spread throughout the day still have measurable benefits. So don't feel pressure to act like an athlete at sunrise. Just move gently and consistently. The key word here is activation, getting the body ready to handle the day ahead. Habit number 5. Monitor your blood pressure in the morning. Now, here's a big one. Did you know that most strokes actually occur in the morning hours, often between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m.? That's because blood pressure naturally spikes during those early hours, largely due to the body's release of cortisol, the stress hormone. And here's the fact you need to remember: high blood pressure is the #1 cause of stroke worldwide, not number 2 or 3, number 1. Countless studies, including large reviews in The Lancet, have proven this beyond doubt. The problem is, high blood pressure often has no symptoms. It silently damages your arteries year after year, until suddenly a vessel bursts or a clot forms. That's why checking your blood pressure regularly at home is so critical. Think of your arteries like the plumbing in your house. If water pressure is too high for too long, the pipes weaken, wear out, and eventually either burst or clog. The same thing happens inside your body. Here's how to do it right. Invest in a validated digital arm blood pressure monitor. Check your pressure first thing in the morning, before coffee or medications, after using the bathroom, and while sitting quietly for 5 minutes. Rest your arm at heart level during the reading. Do this 2 to 3 times a week and write down the numbers systolic, diastolic, and pulse. Take those notes to your doctor. And here's a guide. If readings are often above 130/80ths, that's a warning sign. Above 140/90ths, that's considered hypertension, and you need to speak with your doctor urgently. An occasional high reading isn't necessarily a crisis, but persistent high numbers are a red flag you cannot ignore. This simple 2-minute habit can save your life. Habit number 4. Choose an anti-inflammatory breakfast. Let's talk about food. Because what you put on your plate first thing in the morning matters more than most people realize. A typical breakfast with white bread, margarine, sugary coffee, boxed juice, or sweet cereal sends your blood sugar and insulin skyrocketing, raises blood pressure, and increases inflammation in your blood vessels. All of that adds stress to your arteries and creates an environment where stroke risk climbs. But if you flip that around and choose a smart, anti-inflammatory breakfast, you do the exact opposite. You stabilize your blood sugar, control your blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and give your body clean fuel to last until lunch. Research in the British Medical Journal links eating whole grains, like oats, with lower cardiovascular risk. The American Heart Association has long recommended reducing sugar, sodium, and unhealthy fats while increasing fiber, fruits, and healthy oils. Here are some simple choices you can make. Fruits like papaya, banana, or avocado. Whole grains such as oatmeal or genuine 100% whole grain bread. Lean proteins like eggs, plain unsweetened yogurt, or low-fat cheese. Healthy fats like a handful of nuts or a drizzle of olive oil. And just as important, avoid the traps. Processed meats like ham and turkey slices loaded with sodium, refined white flour products, and anything labeled whole grain that actually lists enriched wheat flour as the first ingredient. Always check labels. Habit number 3. Press pause on stress. Take 2 minutes of morning calm. Let's be honest, for most people, the very first thing they do after waking up is grab their phone, check the news, emails, or bills. And just like that, stress hormones spike before the day even begins. Chronic stress is like a slow poison for your arteries. Elevated cortisol and adrenaline raise blood pressure, mess with blood sugar, trigger inflammation, and create the exact conditions that make a stroke more likely. This isn't just motivational talk, it's medical fact. Reviews in JAMA Internal Medicine show that mindfulness and meditation reduce stress and improve cardiovascular health. Harvard Health also emphasizes that even a few minutes of deep breathing can help regulate blood pressure. So here's the habit. Give yourself 2 minutes of calm every morning before diving into the chaos of the day. You don't need incense or a yoga mat. Just sit somewhere quiet, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose, exhale slowly through your mouth. If your mind drifts switch, it will just gently bring it back to your breathing. No judgment, no pressure. It's simply a pause. These 120 seconds can reset your nervous system, lower stress hormones, and help you start the day from a place of calm instead of tension. And the best part, the more consistently you do it, the stronger the effect becomes over time. Habit number 2, plan your micro movements now. This one might surprise you. You've probably heard that sitting too much is bad for your health, but what most people don't realize is just how bad long periods of sitting are, almost as dangerous as smoking when it comes to circulation. Even if you go to the gym for an hour every day, sitting for the other 10 hours cancels out much of the benefit. Why? Because when you sit still, blood flow in your legs slows dramatically. That increases the risk of clots forming, and those clots can travel directly to the brain. Research in circulation is crystal clear. Prolonged sitting raises the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. But here's the good news: just breaking up sitting time with short bursts of movement dramatically improves vascular health. So here's the morning habit. Plan your micro movements. Before your day even starts, look ahead. Will you be at the desk all morning, driving, watching TV? If so, set a plan to interrupt those long sitting stretches. Practical ideas: set an alarm on your phone or smartwatch to remind you to stand every 60 minutes. Walk around your house for 2 to 3 minutes. Refill your water glass. Great way to combine this with habit number 7. Or climb a flight of stairs if you can. Do a few standing stretches, shoulder rolls, or even march in place for a minute. These little breaks don't take much effort, but they keep blood circulating, protect your veins, and help lower the chances of a dangerous clot forming. Remember, one workout at the gym doesn't undo a whole day of sitting, but small, frequent breaks throughout the day. That's what keeps your circulation alive and well. Habit number 1, the hidden secret, daily flossing. Now we've arrived at the last habit, and this one almost always shocks people. Who would think that dental floss could protect you from a stroke? But it's true. Here's why. Gum disease, gingivitis, or its more serious form, periodontitis, is incredibly common. And when your gums are inflamed, bacteria and inflammatory chemicals don't just stay in your mouth. They enter your bloodstream, triggering systemic inflammation. That inflammation damages blood vessels, accelerates plaque buildup, atherosclerosis, and makes clots more likely to form. In other words, an inflamed mouth can set the stage for a brain disaster. And this isn't speculation, it's solid science. One massive study presented at the International Stroke Conference found that people who flossed daily had up to 22% less risk of ischemic stroke and an incredible 44% lower risk of cardioembolic stroke. Meta-analyses in the European Journal of Neurology confirmed that gum disease raises stroke risk by over 60%. So yes, your toothbrush matters, but flossing might be even more important when it comes to stroke prevention. Here's the habit. Take 2 minutes a day to floss. Morning or night, it doesn't matter. What matters is consistency. Wrap the floss around your teeth, gently slide under the gum line, and hug each tooth as you go. And don't stop if your gums bleed. At first, that bleeding is a sign of inflammation and a warning that your gums urgently need care. With regular flossing, the bleeding usually subsides as the gums heal. Think about it. 2 minutes with dental floss could save you from a lifetime of disability caused by a preventable stroke. It's that powerful. Putting it all together, so there you have it: 7 simple morning habits that can dramatically reduce your risk of stroke. 1. Drink water immediately after waking to thin the blood and improve circulation. 2. Stretch or move gently to wake up your muscles and vessels. 3. Check your blood pressure to spot silent hypertension. 4. Choose an anti-inflammatory breakfast to stabilize your body chemistry. 5. Take 2 minutes of calm to reduce stress hormones. 6. Plan micro-movements to fight against the dangers of sitting. 7. Floss daily to eliminate a hidden but powerful source of inflammation. None of these take more than a couple of minutes, but together, they create a powerful daily ritual that protects your brain, your heart, and your independence. I want you to take a moment and think about Robert's story from earlier. He was healthy, active, doing everything right, but he missed these small preventive habits, and that cost him his independence. I don't want that to happen to you, or to someone you love. Stroke prevention isn't about complicated diets, extreme workouts, or expensive supplements. It's about small, daily actions that add up to big protection. So here's my challenge. Starting tomorrow, pick at least 2 of these habits and put them into action. Then, over the next week,